volatile organic compound or semi-volatile. Semi-volatile organic compound, SVOC. Did you guys notice that? I don't know if you guys noticed that I have a white background today. Did you notice that? So it's more clear, right? Okay. I knew this just a few days ago. I don't know I can change that. Okay, someone told me. Okay. So you know that I think most of students here already took organic chemistry, right? So you know, I would say most organic compound, especially volatile organic compound, okay, will cause some lung disease. Okay, and some of them are carcinogen. Okay, I will told this word, right? Carcinogen means it will cause cancer. Okay, so the common source including like pens, okay, and cleaners, spray, even some disorder, right? Building material like carpet, okay, asbestos, plastics, okay, and secondary, especially from ozone reactions, okay, especially ozone reactions. So why VOC? Okay, why VOC shows important concerns to our health? Okay, first, the VOC also contribute to ozone generations because VOC will react with atmosphere. Okay, VOC react. Let me use another color. So VOCs react in atmosphere and help form ground level ozone. Okay. So beside the toxicity of VOC, it can also contribute to ozone generation. So VOCs react in atmosphere and help form ground level ozone. Okay. However, it is also a major component of photochemical smoke. Okay, and many of them subject to NES. I told this word before, right? NES, HAP. Oops. NESHAP. Anyone remember why is NESHAP stand for? You remember that? Okay, it stands for, let me write down here. N stands for natural. N stands for natural. National, I'm sorry. National, but this nation means the United States, not Taiwan. Okay, this nation, because this textbook was written by an American scholar, right? So this national, the national means the United States, not Taiwan. Okay, national, E stands for emission. National emission standard. For hazards, H stands for hazards. Hazards means toxic. 有毒的 hazardous air P stand for pollutant Okay, for example, like benzene. Benzene is also kind of carcinogen. Benzene is the 致癌物 Okay, for example, like benzene from gasoline wrapper. When I was when I was a child, I think the gasoline smells good. Actually, it's carcinogen. Okay. This is benzene from some volatile organic compounds from gasoline. Okay, and also most of VOC they are significant in industrial emissions. Okay, and as I just mentioned. Most of them are carcinogenic and suspected carcinogens. Okay? Okay, so toxicity induced loss tolerance, TILT. Okay, this means the large or repeated VOC exposure. Okay. The exposure of VOC, the large, the maximum. The total exposure of VOC can diminish. Okay, diminish here means reduce. Okay, can weaken, can reduce ability to tolerate. Okay, tolerant. To reduce the person's ability to tolerate chemicals. To tolerate VOC. Okay, to tolerate chemicals. Okay? So as a result, the person may later react even. Okay, the person may later react even to a very small amount of chemical. Okay, if the person lost this tolerance. Okay, so this guy got large or repeated. So a person got large or repeated exposure to VOC. So it cannot diminish his or her ability to tolerate chemicals. So later, even very small amount, very small amount of chemicals, this person will get sick. You know what I'm saying? 如果有一个人他长期接触这些 VOC， 他对这种化学忍受tolerate 忍受化学呢会降低。OK， 之后一点点 ，just like last straw， 就像最后一根稻草，这个人就会整个人生病，就会跑掉。OK， let me repeat this again. Individuals, okay, long-term exposure to VOC, his ability to tolerate chemical will decrease. Okay, will decrease. So one day, a little chemical, just like the last straw, okay, he cannot stand with even very small amount of chemical. Understand? Okay. So we know that we know that working in TSMC, ITK, okay, we know that working in TSMC is a good offer, okay, good job in doing it. But as a chemical engineer, okay, you need to expose to those chemicals long term, okay, long term. So actually, you use your house to make money, okay, if you work in TSMC. Okay. That's for today. That's for this section, okay? So I will post another one to on my group and Moodles. Please go ahead to download. 开精神都来了 Okay, let's move on to the solid waste. Okay, I skipped the noise, but I will come back to noise. Okay, I want to finish those solid waste and hazardous waste first. Okay. Okay, I skipped just temporary, okay, skip the chapter 10. Chapter 10 is about nodes, but I want to talk about the solid waste management first. Then go back to the nodes, okay? 我先上 solid， 我之后我会再回去上那个 nodes。Okay, everyone please go to Moodle and download the file. Okay, chapter 11. Okay. Guys, you understand, right? Although I temporarily skipped the chapter 10, noise pollution, but I will go back. Okay, I will go back. Okay, let's start with here. The solid waste disposal. Okay, the solid waste disposal. Okay, disposal means 丢弃, throw away, right? So, for the solid waste disposal, what you need to consider is all the things. First, the source. Okay, where did this solid waste come from? Okay, for example, like from home. Okay, from home, from farm. If from farm, you need to notice, is there any pesticide, right? From industry. From industry, are there any toxic chemical? From hospital. Are there any biohazard? Okay, the biohazards. Okay, those solid waste come from the infected disease from patient, right? So from different sources, you have different handle procedure, different policy, okay, different procedure to different treatment to take care of them. Okay. Second, regulations means the laws and rules for handling and disposing of the waste safely. Okay, as I just mentioned. If this chemical, okay, if those solid waste from hospital, and you need to be cautious, okay, because some of them might contain biohazards, okay, biohazards. Recycling, okay, recycling means how to convert those waste, converting waste into useful or reusable products. That means recycling. Composting means breaking down. Okay, for example, like food, okay, you can turn it into fertilizer. Okay, you can break down those things into fertilizer. You can break down some organic matters, okay, into fertilizer, but you cannot break down the solid waste from industry or from hospital into fertilizer, okay, because it might contain some toxic substance. Collection, I think everyone knows about collection, right? Processing means treating. Okay, how to treating, how to separating, okay, those chemicals. Okay, landfilling means burying, okay, burying those waste into the landfill sites. Incineration, that means burning. That means burning. Okay? But if you want to burn something, for example, if you want to burn plastics, the temperature should be above 800 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, you will produce very toxic chemical called dioxin. 如果你温度没有超过800度 C， 你乱烧塑胶的话，反而更惨，会产生dioxin。Okay, you cannot burn anything. Okay, if you are not a professional, you cannot burn anything. Okay, for example, like if you want to burn plastic, you need to raise the temperatures more than 800, above 800 degrees Celsius. If below 800 degrees Celsius, you will produce something called dioxin. It's a chemical. It's a very toxic chemical due to your mistaken burning. Okay, understand? So this is what we are going to learn. Okay, what we are going to learn. Okay, I probably can finish today and then next week. Okay, first of all, let's define the solid waste. Okay, normally solid or semi-solid. Okay, normally solid or semi-solid. Okay, including some hazardous waste from industry or from hospital. Okay. So seconds. Okay, in this textbook, this is how we catalyze. Okay, catalyze the solid waste. Okay, first one is called garbage. Okay, garbage include animals and vegetable waste. Okay, animals, so this is organic. Animal and vegetable waste. Animal and vegetable waste. Okay, and due to resulting from the food preparation. So you might regard garbage as food waste. You might regard garbage as a food waste. Okay? And MSW here, sorry, student. M stands for municipal. So MSW is municipal solid waste. Stand for municipal solid waste. And also this is the source of odor. Okay, garbage. Okay. Okay, another one's, okay, so you might regard garbage as food waste. Another one is rubbish. Okay, rubbish is mostly combustible, burnable, 可以燃烧的 combustible, and non-combustible. Okay, with some inner materials. Okay, with some inner materials. So rubbish is most combustible,可以燃烧的 most combustible plus some inert. So combustible including like paper, rag, cartons, right, boxes, furniture, trees. Okay, so we call that rubbish. So if 100% combustible, then we will call it trash. Okay, 100% combustible, just single paper. Okay, a single paper. Okay, I don't have paper here. 有没有纸啊？有没有纸？有没有纸？你那个没有那个筷子的纸。Student, is this a garbage? No, this is not food, right? So this is 100% combustible. So this is trash. Okay, this is trash. Okay. If I add this up, okay, and think about if this is a metal. Okay. If I add this up. This two, this is called rubbish. Okay? So this is trash. This is trash. This is rubbish. Understand? Combustible plus some inner materials. So this is rubbish. Okay? This is rubbish. And if you cannot finish, if you during the food preparation you have some food waste, that's called garbage. And because the food waste are organic, right? They will be spoiled, so it will have some smell. So the source of odor actually come from garbage. Okay, so if I have 50% and 50% mix of garbage and rubbish, we will call it reuse, or something like this. Okay? You see that there are some food. Okay? There are some food. So we will call this reuse. We will call this reuse. Refuse. I'm sorry, refuse. Student, do you understand this? So this is definition from our test script, okay? So in the past, you might call everything garbage or trash, right? But now you understand the difference. The food waste is garbage. Rubbish means most compatible plus some inner materials. If 100% combustible, we call it trash. 50% garbage, 50% rubbish, we will call it refuse. Okay? So this is summary. Good, this is summary. Garbage equal food waste. Rubbish, combustible plus some inert. Refuse, garbage plus rubbish, 50-50. Trash, 100% combustible. Okay, Stone, please come over here. Okay, if I want to throw Stone away, is he garbage or rubbish? I think his meat, he got meat, right? He got garbage, he's a food waste, right? And he drained clothes, right? So this is combustible, so this is rubbish. Okay, so I can call him refuse. Okay, so he is refuse. So he can, if you want to say something bad about some guy, you cannot call him or her garbage or trash. You should call him refuse. Okay? But if he's naked, or if he or she is naked, then you can call him or her garbage. You got totally neat, without clothes. Understand? Okay? So now if you know how to curse someone, right? 你知道怎么骂人家的，对不对？ OK， 好 ，OK， let's move on. Okay, I already mentioned that MSW stand for MSW, right? MSW. So MSW include like metal waste, paper waste, plastic waste, yard waste, food waste, glass, right? And also like industry, okay, agriculture, mining, okay. And there's some rules. I think there's some rules, okay, all the regulation for the hospital disposal, okay. All right, so so for the MSW management, okay, so this slide explains what MSW management means. So it might include planning, technical, and even administrative skills, okay, to manage the solid waste effectively. Okay, effectively. And other overpowering factors of economies, politics, and legal implication and other complex aspects. Okay, so four basic areas of solid waste management, including collections, Okay, how to collect those waste. Okay, transportation, processing, and even disposal. Okay, even disposal. Okay, so the purpose of disposal is to place those MSW in a way that is no longer harm, impact, or harms our society. So you need to handle, you need to process those waste. Okay? So typical disposal methods, including the resource recovery. Okay, resource recovery, or landfills, or even just burn it, incineration. But as I mentioned, okay, you cannot burn anything. Okay, you need some professional knowledge and professional equipment as well. Okay, so this slide show you the U.S. waste generations. Okay, from 1960 to 2014. Okay, so we can see that the West is divided into several categories, including durable goods. Okay, the durable means long term. Goods means product. Durable goods, for example, like furniture. Okay, for example, like one example, like furniture. Okay, you might use the furniture for like more than 10 years. Okay, so in Taiwan, furniture actually is kind of cheap. Okay, however, in North America, maybe also in Europe, furniture is very expensive. Okay, except IKEA. Okay, you can buy cheap furniture from IKEA. And non-durable goods. Okay, non-durable goods, for example, like clothing. Okay, non-durable means short term. Okay? For example, like clothing. Okay, container and packages. Food. Okay. And I think this is United States, right? In United States, normally they have a yacht. Okay, they have a house. They have a yacht. But normally in Taiwan, we don't have a yacht. We have a building. We have a community. Okay, but normally we do not have the personal yacht. In northern Taiwan, but in southern Taiwan, probably yes. Okay, in southern Taiwan, probably yes. For example, like my hometowns, okay, my parents' home in Chiayi, they have a very small yacht, okay. But it's kind of difficult especially in Taipei. Okay, yacht training, okay. Those leaves, grass, right, and some other solid waste. Okay, so you can see the difference between Taiwan and the United States, right? So in Taiwan, okay, the recycled waste is increasing. Okay, and the rubbish, okay, the food waste is garbage that is coming down. Okay, rubbish means the most vulnerable cross some inert, right? And bulk waste means furniture. The bulk means big, huge waste, wasn't like furniture. Okay, and some recycled waste. Okay, and we probably do not have too much yard training. Probably seen the in Singapore, right? Senior things. Do you have most people have yard in snow nowhere, right? Yeah, same as Taipei, the same as Taipei. But in southern Taiwan, probably yes. Okay, some house probably still have yard. Okay, next. So we call this 4 R's. We call this 4R of waste management. So the first R is reduce. Okay, reduce. Okay, try to reduce the waste. Okay. And the second R is reuse. Reuse. Use it again. Okay. Use the item again. And the third R is recycle. Okay, the difference between these two look alike, right? Reuse and recycle alike. Let me ask questions. Helena? Can you tell the difference between reuse and recycle?
Reuse.
Oh, are they the same?
It's the same as recycle.
Louder? What's recycle? Tell me what's recycle.
Recycle is like making the
Different product.
yeah.
Okay, good. So, yeah, good thing. Okay, recycle means you make it into a different product. But reuse is the same item. Okay? Reuse is the same item. Okay, so I reuse this microphone. Okay, I reuse this microphone. But if I melt down this metal parts, okay? For example, this microphone broken. I cannot use it anymore. Okay? I melt down the metal part and make into some for example, like make into pen. Right? That's recycle. Okay, if I fix it and I can use it again, that's reuse. Understand? So reuse is the same product or same item. Recycle means, you can see that, right? Recycle means you make it into a different product. Recycle 是把它做成一个新产品。Reuse 是你把它修好，继续使用。Understand? How about recovery? Okay, recovery, you turn waste. For example, like normally we use energy. You turn waste energy. You turn waste, just waste. You turn waste into useful item. Okay. For example, like energy. Okay. So you can burn. Okay, you can burn those combustible waste into energy. So we call this recover. Okay, recover. Okay, extract the useful. Okay, extract the useful value from waste. Okay, next slide is okay. So this 4 R's. Okay, this for in our textbook. And this is another one. This is the slogan. Okay, the Taiwan West policy. Okay, so starting from low materials. Okay, and we will have eco assigned. Eco means ecology. So that means environmentally friendly. The eco means environmentally friendly. Okay, green production. Okay, applied green chemistry. In the past, we have 18 weeks. Okay, in the past, we have 18 weeks per semester. So normally I will talk about green chemistry, but this semester we only have 16. So probably I will see if I have time. Okay, if I don't have time, I'm not going to talk about green chemistry. Okay, and sustainable consumption. Okay, so that means you encourage citizens, encourage people to use product. Okay, responsibly. Okay, and reuse, recycle, recovery. Now you know these three things actually different. Right? Okay, just like now you know. Today now you know the difference between reuse, recycle, and recovery. Okay, just like today you finally know the difference between the difference among garbage, rubbish, reuse, and trash. Okay? Understand? So in the past, if you want to curse someone, you just say you are garbage. Now you cannot say that. Okay? If he or she is naked, you can say that you are garbage. But if he or she wear clothes, you can say you are refuse. Okay? Understand? Okay, just kidding. Okay. So that's for today. Okay. Hopefully we can finish this next week.